What is up, critics? So now we have a trailer and know a lot more about the new 2024 December DLC. A lot of you guys have been asking me to make a video as to how much the content in this new Agents of Sabotage update is going to cost. So in this video I'm going to be making some predictions and estimates based on the current GTA economy and prices of similar recent content as well. So this video will be broken up into a few parts: the properties, the cars, upgrades, the weapons, and of course the clothing. So starting off with the properties, we of course have the brand new Garment Factory Business, which is probably going to have a gun locker upgrade, sleeping quarters upgrade, etc. as usual. So for this robbery business, I'm going to estimate between $4 to $5 million depending on the upgrades. We also have to remember the new upgrades they're adding for the Terabyte, including a collectible scanner. So I want to say about $1.5 million for these potential new upgrades for it. Moving on to the vehicles, at the time of this recording, we have 4 new ones that have been teased by Rockstar. So let's start off with the new police car variant, and then we'll work our way to the normal cars. So we have the Coquette D10 police car. Currently the most expensive police car is the Gauntlet Interceptor at $5.4 million, or about $4 million for its trade price. And I think the Coquette police car is going to be the new most expensive police vehicle. I want to say about $5.9 million for this one for its regular price. Moving on to the normal cars, we have 3 confirmed at the time of this recording. So starting off with the Bravado Banshee GTS. This one will most likely be placed in the sports class, and it's based on the 5th gen Dodge Viper GTS. If we look at the last few sports cars we've gotten, Rockstar has been pretty consistent pricing them roughly around $2 million. So I would expect roughly the same thing for this car. However, with how highly anticipated this Banshee is, I'm going to estimate about $2.5 million for it. We also don't know if it's going to offer HSW upgrades, which will most likely add another $2 million to the car. For those of you who remember, the HSW upgrade for the Niobe is $1.8 million, so yeah, pretty crazy. If this Banshee does indeed offer HSW, this car will basically cost you about $4 million with all the upgrades and everything. Pretty crazy. Moving on to our second normal car, we have the new Dinka Sedan, which is based on the 9th gen Honda Accord. And I think the best comparable vehicles price-wise to this will be the Impalers, somewhere between $1.2 to $1.4 million. So I'm going to estimate about $1.3 million for this one. Moving along to our third normal car, we have the Jester RR wide body, which seems to be based on the HKS wide body Super Mark V. Now we're not sure if this one's going to be a separate car or a Benny's upgrade like the Sentinel Classic and 10F wide body. Personally, I think it's going to get the Benny's treatment with the wide body upgrade. So the Sentinel Classic wide body upgrade was $700,000. However, I think this one will be a little more expensive, so I'm going to estimate about $800,000. Plus the cost of the base car itself, which has a normal price of just under $2 million. So I'm going to estimate a base price combining those two of about $2.8 million. And lastly, we have the OG 2013 Police Predator boat, which Rockstar teased for the Community Heist Challenge. This one is obviously supposed to be free, however the community has failed to meet the $20 trillion heist challenge by December 4th, so Rockstar has actually extended the deadline till December 9th. But honestly, to get $4 trillion in only 5 days with no bonus heist money, I highly doubt we're going to be able to beat that challenge. So we're most likely going to end up having to buy this boat if we want it. Now this one is a really tricky one to price. I think it will be somewhere between the Kurtz patrol boat and the weaponized dinghy. However, it being a police boat might make it cost a little more, but then again, it's going to be a Pegasus vehicle, which of course means no customization, and this thing doesn't really have any weapons like the other two, so personally, I don't see this boat costing more than $1.5 million. Now we also have to factor in the upgrades for the 3 vehicles. Usually it costs about $400,000 to $500,000 to max out a car, if they don't have HSW or Monty Tech of course. So I'm going to estimate about $1.5 million to fully upgrade these 3 new vehicles. And of course, Rockstar typically adds around a total of 15 to 18 vehicles for each DLC, with technically only 5 confirmed so far including the boat. There's at least 10 more vehicles that are unknown, so at an average of about $1.5 million for each vehicle with max upgrades, we can add most likely about another $15 to $17 million to that. Moving on to the weapons, there doesn't seem to be any new weapons teased, but typically Rockstar sneaks 1 or 2 weapons in these DLCs, and they're normally priced between $300,000 to $400,000, so We're going to estimate about 600,000 here in possible weapon additions with upgrades. And lastly, in terms of clothing, we usually get a few different articles of clothing for each DLC, and usually the outfits are the more expensive ones, especially the ones that are priced at like 100,000 each. So I'm going to estimate about $1 million to buy all the potential new clothes and accessories. So based on what we discussed here, the grand total I'm estimating for this Agents of Sabotage DLC is between $40 to $50 million to buy and max out every single new item in the entire update. The biggest chunk of money is obviously going to be the potential other cop cars if they decide to give us more than one. So if you want to save the most money possible, I would definitely not purchase any cop cars, especially if you already own one. There's really no point. And remember, you actually cannot sell cop cars in GTA Online, so keep that in mind. So if you only plan on buying maybe the new business, 2 or 3 of the normal day 1 cars that you really want, you can comfortably still enjoy this update before drip feed content releases with about $10 million, so not too bad. Anyways guys, hope this was helpful. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.